Hello, future travelers. Welcome back to Legalopolis. In today's video, we'll break down the roles of various US departments and agencies involved in your visa processing. We'll learn how these agencies work together to manage petitions, enforce immigration laws, and issue visas. So, friends, stay tuned and let's get started to understand the journey of visa from application to entry into the United States. Friends, the first and the most important agency is the Department of Homeland Security. DHS, or the Department of Homeland Security, is a US federal agency which is responsible for safeguarding public security. It is equivalent to the Home Office in United Kingdom or the Interior or Home Ministries of different countries. And as the name suggests, DHS focuses on a wide range of security issues like number 1, protecting US borders. Number 2, helping when disaster strikes. Number 3, protecting US economy. Number 4, securing cyberspace and critical infrastructure. Number 5, stopping terrorism and homeland security threats. However, for the purposes of this video, the 3 departments within the DHS responsible for immigration are number 1, USCIS, number 2, CBP, and number 3, ICE. So friends, USCIS is the federal agency that oversees lawful immigration into the United States and thereby streamlining the process for working and living in the United States. Here's how they can help. For example, if you want to work in the United States, USCIS helps you find opportunities for both temporary jobs and long-term careers that might lead to a green card. If you are a US citizen or permanent resident, then USCIS helps you bring your close family members to live and work here in the United States. If you are seeking protection from persecution in your home country, then USCIS manages the asylum and refugee programs to help you find safety from danger in your home country. If you want to become a US citizen, USCIS processes your application for citizenship and conducts the naturalization ceremonies. So basically, USCIS handles everything from citizenship applications to managing immigration policies, developing rules and guidelines for how immigration services will be provided. It helps people to come to the United States and at the same time ensures that this process is fair and secure. The next organization is the CBP, that is the Customs and Border Protection. Now, CBP is United States' primary border control organization, and as per their website, their top priority is to keep terrorists and their weapons from entering the United States while welcoming all legitimate travelers and commerce. The CBP officers have several critical responsibilities, including number 1, countering terrorism and protecting the people and economy of United States. Number 2, combating transnational threats that endanger United States national and economic security interests at and also beyond the US border. Number 3, secure and protect the US border by air, land, and sea against illegal entry, crime, and other threats to ensure national security. Number 4, facilitate lawful trade and protect revenue. And number 5, facilitate lawful travel by improving the travel experience and identifying threats before and at ports of entry. Now let's examine ICE, that is United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement Department under the Department of Homeland Security. Friends, ICE is a federal agency whose mission is to protect the United States from cross-border crime and undocumented immigration that threatens national security and public safety in the United States. They are involved in the enforcement of immigration laws within the United States and monitors compliance with the terms of non-immigrant visas. Here's what they do. Number 1, they enforce immigration laws. They investigate and enforce US immigration laws, including arresting individuals who are illegally in the United States. Number 2, they handle deportations. The ICE manages the process of deporting individuals who do not have the legal right to stay in the United States. Number 3, they investigate criminal activities. They look into illegal activities such as human trafficking, immigration fraud, and smuggling. And number 4, they protect national security by identifying and disrupting criminal operations. And so, friends, we can view USCIS as the application reviewers who ensure that you have the right documentation for living or working in the United States. And we can view CBP as the border guards who check your documents and decide who and what enters the United States. And you can think of ICE as law enforcers who investigate criminal activities and make sure that everyone in the United States follows immigration laws. So friends, after this, let's turn our attention to the next department, that is Department of Labor. The Department of Labor is a US federal agency focused on improving working conditions, enforcing labor laws, and ensuring fair employment practices for the workers in United States. Under the Department of Labor, there are primarily 4 offices involved in immigration-related matters. Number 1, Office of Foreign Labor Certification. Now, OFLC is part of US Department of Labor that handles the process for employers to hire foreign workers. They review applications, ensure fair wages and working conditions for the employees, and manages employment-based visa programs. They help in number 1, processing labor certifications by reviewing and approving requests to hire foreign workers for employers who prove there are no qualified US workers available for the job at prevailing wages. Number 2, they ensure fair labor practices by ensuring that foreign worker jobs meet wage and working condition standards. Number 3, they oversee employment-based immigration programs by ensuring they are fair and legal. Number 2, Perm Processing Centers. Now friends, Perm Processing Centers are a part of OFLC, that is Office of Foreign Labor Certification, and they are responsible for handling applications from employers who want to hire foreign workers for permanent jobs in the United States. They handle the review and approval of applications for permanent foreign workers, ensuring the process is fair and complies with the law. They also ensure that foreign workers receive fair wages and working conditions equivalent to those of US workers. Number 3, the NPWC, that is National Prevailing Wage Center, which is a part of US Department of Labor that handles wage determination for foreign workers. They decide and set the minimum wage that employers must offer foreign workers for specific jobs to make sure the pay is fair compared to US workers. They also provide wage information for perm labor certification process. And number 4, SWAs, that is State Workforce Agencies. Now these are state-level organizations responsible for various employment and labor-related functions. They manage job services and support for both job seekers and employers in each state. They provide services to help people find jobs and get training for new careers. They work with employers to ensure that job openings for foreign workers are valid and meet US labor standards. They administer unemployment insurance programs for workers who have lost their jobs. They also ensure employers follow state and federal labor laws in the United States. Then, friends, comes the last department involved in the processing of visa, and that is US Department of State. Now, this department is equivalent of the Department of Foreign Affairs in other countries. The US Department of State is the US federal agency responsible for developing and implementing US foreign policy, managing relationships with other countries. It provides travel and safety information for US citizens traveling or living abroad. And the Bureau of Consular Affairs, which is a division under Department of State, is responsible for the process of issuing visas to foreign nationals who wish to enter the United States for various purposes. And it is through the various US embassies and consulates that these functions are executed. But there's a small difference between an embassy and a consulate. Embassies are situated in the capital city of another country, and they report to the Department of State and implement policies set by the Bureau of Consular Affairs. They also handle diplomatic functions, consular services, that is providing visa and passport services, thereby assisting US citizens and managing local consular operations. Whereas US consulates are smaller diplomatic offices located in major cities outside of the capital city of that country. They provide visa services, that is, they process visa applications and provide consular support. They provide local services, that is, offer assistance to US citizens living or traveling abroad. And number three, they perform community engagement. Alright, friends, to have better clarity, let's dive into how Department of State, Department of Labor, and Department of Homeland Security work together to process and say H-1B visa application. Let's presume Emma, a data analyst from Brazil, receives a job offer from US-based tech company who are also willing to sponsor her H-1B visa. Now, what the tech company would do is, first of all, they would prepare an LCA and post the LCA at work sites as per law. Now, thereafter, the tech company will submit the LCA to the Office of Foreign Labour Certification, that is OFLC, under Department of Labour. Now, this application includes proof of their recruitment efforts and demonstrates they couldn't find any qualified US worker for the job. If OFLC finds that tech company did a good job trying to hire US worker but couldn't find any qualified candidates, they approve the LCA. Now, with this approved LCA, the tech company files an H-1B petition with USCIS, which comes under Department of Homeland Security. Now, once USCIS approves the petition, then Emma can fill out Form DS-160 and schedule a visa interview at US Embassy or Consulate in Brazil, which comes under the jurisdiction of Department of State. If approved, Emma gets her H-1B visa stamped in her passport and books her flight to the United States. But that is not enough. Now, when Emma arrives at the airport in United States, she has to go through customs and a CBP officer will conduct an interview. Once the officer is convinced of the genuine purpose of her travel, and of course after checking her passport and visa to make sure everything is in order, she would be finally allowed to enter United States. Once she enters the United States, now she can finally begin working at her new office in United States. Hooray! So friends, this wraps up how different US departments like the Department of Homeland Security, the Department of Labor, and Department of State play a crucial role in your visa processing. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more helpful content on US immigration. I wish you all the very best in your upcoming visa processing. May your application be met with success, and until next time, safe travels!